This video is prepared to assist you with completion of the industry competitor assignment. Now, most of the information as it relates to our company that we've been using all semester will come from other worksheets that you've completed. So hopefully you have gone back and saved the worksheets that you've submitted, and where there were errors in them, you've corrected them based upon the information that I presented to you. Primarily for our analyzed company, you're going to just pick up a lot of information that you've already gathered. So just enter that information. Now, as to the competitor, their financial statements are included in the Blackboard site. Enter the amounts on the worksheet just as they're presented in the financial statements. For example, revenue should be 35,410.0. That way, the calculations and the ratios will be done properly by the worksheet. There's not sufficient room in the cells to enter all the zeros, so just enter the amounts directly off the financial statements. Now, what you're going to find, and I give you a really provide you a couple of warnings about this. The competitor is substantially larger than the company we've been analyzing all semester. That has been selected on purpose. What I'm trying to show to you is that it makes no difference the dollar size or the dollar amount in the financial statements. Ratios are ratios. Gross profit is gross profit, and it's calculated the same way if we're dealing with millions of dollars or billions of dollars. So don't get hung up on the dollar differences of the companies. Look at the ratios, what the ratios tell you about each individual company. Uh, when I say that, gross profit is gross profit in both companies. It's calculated in the same way. It is sales minus cost of sales, or gross profit, divided by total revenue or total sales. So when that ratio comes up 40% versus 60% or something along those lines, what that should tell you is something about the companies and how they operate. Uh, and like I said, the ratio is the same, are calculated the same way, and it has the same meaning for both companies. Don't get hung up on the dollar amount of the differences in these companies. Now, again, be extremely careful with the Excel worksheet. It is the basis for every question that you have on the Word document. When you go to the Word document, what you're going to find is that they're basically two questions. The first one says, based upon the ratios that you've got in the completed Excel worksheet, what are the primary differences between the corporation and its competitor? What specific ratios explain these differences? So, in other words, don't just tell me that the competitor's larger. Tell me that the competitors, for example, uh, income from continuing operations is uh, substantially less than the company that we're analyzing, or that their profit margin is substantially less than uh, the company that we're analyzing. And then go on to tell me what gives rise to those differences. In other words, not just the fact that the competitor's 5 times as large as our company, but what do those ratios mean, and what do they tell us about the companies? And then the last one is the second question is, Does the company that we've analyzed all semester compare favorably or unfavorably to the competitor? Now, here, you really have to look at the ratios and the differences between the companies. There may be some places where our company compares favorably. There may be places where they don't compare favorably. And so you need to be uh, frank about those differences. And you'll find others where there's substantially no difference whatsoever between the two companies. So, uh, like I said, just be careful with this. Uh, this is the last piece of looking at ratios and details. In other words, this will be the third assignment now where we've looked at ratios. Assignment 11 where we looked at profitability. Assignment 12 where we looked at liquidity and solvency. Now, both of those assignments were related directly to the company that we've been analyzing all semester. This last assignment is to say, all right, now we've looked at some ratios for the company we've been analyzing all semester. Let's now do some industry comparisons. So that's probably the last piece of financial statement analysis that we deal with is so we've kind of finished the analysis portion or the real difficult portion of what we're going to do this semester. Uh, we've now looked at how do we find information within the financial statements and what does that information tell us. We've now done a lot of ratio analysis for our company, and the last piece of that is how does it compare to within the industry, to its competitors. Uh, and now it's time to wrap it all up, and the last piece of it will be the next assignment, which is to make decisions as to whether or not you would invest in the company. This will be the last of the videos for this course. So if you have any questions, please feel free to call me or email me. Be more than glad to help you. Have an excellent day.